Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Jeff Lieber and welcome to our training today on the 5 simple steps I use to sell 7 figures and beyond on Amazon. And for those of you that may be thinking maybe those numbers sound a little bit crazy depending on where you're at, it's definitely possible. My company actually sells over 8 figures per year on Amazon, and we're going to break down those simple steps today to help you apply it to your business. So if it's all right with you, I'd like to just jump on in. So want to make sure you're in the right place. So this training is for anybody who's currently selling or wants to sell a physical product online and wants to grow their sales to over $1 million on Amazon. So if you've got a great physical product or a brand or something along those lines, or you want to learn how to do this model, this training is absolutely for you. And this is actually the same training that we were brought in to train Mark Cuban's portfolio of companies live. And these are the exact same steps that we went through with them, and they got a lot of value out of it. And I think you're going to get a ton of value as well. So in the next 45 minutes or so, we are going to cover the following things. I'm going to make sure that you know how to turn your listing into a sales machine. We're going to cover how to make more money from each customer in your business. We're going to go over how to leverage your assets to generate sales. We're going to also cover how to scale your sales by reaching new customers. And then we're also going to go over the most important factor that leads to over $1 million in sales. All right? And my promise to you is that you will have the step-by-step strategy on how to make over $1 million on Amazon. And this is truly repeatable in nearly every industry. We've seen this work across a lot of different niches. All right, so just a couple of quick house rules. So I want to make very clear, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, all right? Amazon is not like just do nothing and get paid model. It definitely takes work. It takes time to build up your sales to over $1 million, and I just want to make sure that's very, very clear. Also, we don't encourage anyone selling any fake products, counterfeit products, or products that may be harmful to customers, or lying, anything like that. We only like to work with people and advise people that really have sound, good, healthy products that can get good reviews. So I just want to make that abundantly clear. And lastly, neither my results nor my clients' results are typical. The people you're going to hear about are extraordinary Amazon sellers. They work very hard. They've allocated resources, and they've done what it takes. So I can't guarantee any results for you. It does take work in order to get the numbers that you're going to see throughout this. So, does this sound like you? Do you ever worry that your business is built on a house of cards where Amazon sales will go away one day, or you'll lose your rankings and everything goes away, maybe your business is going to fail? Do you ever question whether anybody would ever even buy your business from you? Do you know that your product can genuinely help people, but no one's ever heard of your brand or your products? Do you see other people on Amazon making the kind of income that you want and you just have no idea how they're doing it? Are you working way too hard in your business, working too many hours and burning yourself out? Do you feel overwhelmed with too many potential strategies that you could implement but you just don't know where to start, or you're not sure which ones will actually work? Do you feel like there's an invisible ceiling on your income? Well, if any of that stuff sounds like you, then I actually have some good news, because none of those things are the real problem. The real problem is that you haven't executed what I call the 5 steps, and I'm going to explain each of those to you in just a second. So understand that once you make them, you can then start generating sales on demand by using marketing that establishes you as the go-to brand in your market, and you're going to start crushing your competition. You can generate constant sales growth on autopilot every single month without falling back to the levels you were once at. And you'll realize that the invisible ceiling on your income was never there to begin with, and you'll push through to 5, then 6 figures per month and beyond faster than you ever thought possible. And you'll do all this while tapping back into the joy you first had when you started this work. So really quickly, let me introduce you so that you know who I am and why you should even be listening to me. So I started my first Amazon company back in 2014 with just a single pet product that I took a risk on. And luckily it worked out, and I launched more products under that brand, and then had a spin-off baby products brand, and then ended up partnering with my friend's dad on a patented dog toy brand. And so it was actually all going really well. And then I had some friends that had some awesome products, but they had some poor sales levels on Amazon. They were crushing it elsewhere, like on Shopify, things like that. So they asked for some help, and I consulted with them. and we were able to scale their businesses very quickly. And they referred some friends who referred their friends, and so all of a sudden I had a number of consulting clients on the side. So it was really fun, but it was also a lot of work to manage everything. So for me personally, I just needed to focus on one thing and doing it really, really well. And I knew I was great at selling on Amazon. And so I actually decided to sell out of all of my brands. So I sold the stakes in all my other brands, and made some cash off of that, which is great. But then I was able to fully focus on turnkey product management, where we just help other companies to scale their businesses. So we've successfully sold in dozens of niches on Amazon, everything from supplements, beverages, sports equipment, speakers, health and wellness, beauty, apparel, and much, much more. And we continuously innovate here at TurnKey, and Amazon, as you probably know, is constantly changing, and we do whatever it takes to help our clients grow their businesses to 7 to 8 figures on Amazon. And we do that with a combination of done for you and done with you services. So really quickly, let me tell you how I discovered these 5 steps. So I've seen a lot in business and on Amazon over the years. It changes very, very quickly. And we've literally talked with thousands of brand owners over the years, and so many different niches, so many brands. And so what I've seen is we've seen what failing brands do. Number one, we've seen some of those happen. And we've seen what are the common patterns and the ones that were successful, that scaled their brand very quickly, achieved their income goals and their dream freedom lifestyle. And so what was the difference between those companies? Well, over and over, it was these same 5 key steps that, whether they were doing it or not, was the difference. And so we're going to walk you through those 5 steps during our time together today. Step 1 is you need to commit to dominating on Amazon. So why commit? So number 1, Amazon's role in commerce. So research shows that prior to purchase, 9 out of 10 customers check Amazon before making that purchase decision. Number 2, Amazon Prime. You're a user just like I am. It's awesome, right? In the US alone, the latest numbers we were able to find is there's over 95 million people with Amazon Prime accounts. And as you guys know, Amazon Prime members, they prefer whenever possible to shop on Amazon, right? They're going to add everything they possibly can to that cart to avoid going to the store, right? So that's number 2. Number 3 is just over the years, we've just seen a huge change in behavior, right? Retail is continuing to hurt. It's continuing to die and go out of business, right? And I think really the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic really changed shopping forever, because now people had to go onto Amazon, during that awful time. And so during that time, now they're committed to Amazon. They're now Amazon Prime members. And I think that it really has just made the biggest shift we've ever seen towards e-commerce and towards Amazon. And that's going to continue for years and years to come. So this is the time to be selling on Amazon, and you need to maximize the opportunity. So if you're not on Amazon, like if you're only on Shopify or other channels and you've avoided Amazon, step 1 is you just need to commit to selling on there and taking it seriously. All right, so here's just a quick graph of Amazon's net revenue growth from 2004 to 2019. This is the latest numbers that we could find, and this is in the billions. So you can see they started at around 7 billion in 2004, and then 2018 232 billion, and 2019 280 billion, and it just grows every single year like clockwork. And so the pie on Amazon and the shopping volume and the total possible sales grows every single year, and you just want to get a piece of that ever-growing pie. All right, so I wanted to show you this example. This is a brand called Fit Simplify. It is a no-name brand I've never heard of, my team members have never heard of, and they have one single product. You can see these resistance armbands, right, in the upper right-hand corner. This one product is selling over $600,000 per month on Amazon. This product has no patent, no intellectual property, nothing special behind the product, but they've cracked the Amazon code, right? So when people are searching for the word resistance bands or at-home workout, when people do that, they're usually not committed to one brand. Like they're not just looking for Nike, resistance bands, right? Like they're open to whatever Amazon's going to put in front of them. And so you want your product to be showing up in the top of the search results. And this is how big the search volume and sales volume can be, right? So This just shows you like the potential of one product. And this brand probably has lots of other products too, and they're doing just huge, tremendous numbers, right? So this just shows you what's possible on Amazon. So here's an example of one of our clients that was selling off of Amazon but hadn't launched on Amazon before. And so once they finally launched on Amazon in September, you can see how quickly their sales took off, right? So they were able to grow from $0 to $150,000 per month in sales in about 6 months' time. So that just shows you how quickly things can change on Amazon. And if you're not selling on Amazon, you are missing out on the easiest place in the world to get profitable sales. And it's also the biggest online store in the world, so why would you ignore it? And when you do it our way, Amazon will give you growing sales and profits on autopilot. So step 2 is build a brand of amazing products. So in the old days, you used to be able to just throw up a random single product with zero branding and not even that much optimization. And yeah, you could grow to six figures or more just from doing that. But times have changed over the years, and competition has come in, and so you have to do a better job of branding and marketing to really be successful. In addition to that, relying on a single product is no longer the winning formula. You need to ideally sell multiple products that serve the same customer. So if you're sitting there and you only have one product right now, that's okay. You can, I want you to start with one, but I want you to start thinking about what's that second and third product that you can eventually sell that serves the same customer. So in the example of, let's say you're selling a yoga mat as your core flagship product, maybe think, what else can I sell to that customer? Yoga blocks maybe, or a yoga towel, yoga trainings. You could sell digital trainings. You could also find affiliate products, but people selling yoga courses, yoga trainings, and promote that. And so why should you do that though? Well, that's going to help increase the lifetime value of your customer. And so what that does is it increases the amount that you can profitably afford to pay to acquire a new customer. So let's look at an example where you have a one product company selling a $20 product, but they're competing against a 10 product company with an average lifetime value of a customer of $100. So that means that maybe they're selling a $20 yoga mat, but then they sell $25 yoga blocks and $30 yoga towel and $50 yoga trainings, whatever the numbers are. But that company has so much more to sell and serve that customer. And so that gives the latter company so much more profit and spending power to compete and crush that smaller competitor, because they can pay more to acquire customers through marketing, through advertising, or just to have more profits in your pocket at the end of the day. So I just highly, highly recommend that you start thinking about building a brand of products that serve the same customer. If you haven't done that in the past, that's okay. It's not too late. Just think, what else can I sell to serve my same core customer, and build it around that. So here's an example of a client that did a really great job of that. This client was called VitaCup Coffee, awesome coffee brand. They came to us and they were doing about $7,000 a month on Amazon, and we literally helped them grow to over $300,000 a month in less than 180 days. So this is obviously incredible growth. But one of the things that they did was they didn't just sell one product. They were constantly innovating, and we helped them come up with lists of products to sell. So they were making different coffee flavors. They were finding ways to put like supplements in the coffee and really differentiate. And they really did the branding thing well and served their ideal customer. And they were able to scale very, very quickly. Also, just a fun side note, they were selling super expensive coffee, even though they're a no-name brand. They were selling more than Starbucks coffee and all that, and they were able to grow and be super, super successful. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys. So if you're not on Amazon, or you're on Amazon but you don't have a brand and you don't have a brand of products, your competition will take your customers from you, and you will have that ceiling on your income. And again, if you only sell one $20 product, you just don't have enough margin to profitably acquire customers, scale, and you're going to stay small. And another just side tip, if you can find products that are repeat purchase products, like coffee was a great example, right? I mean, you get that customer once and they might end up spending $500 worth of coffee with you over the next 12 months. So even if your core product that you're selling right now is maybe not a repeat purchase product, it's not too late for you to find a second product that does have that repeat purchase component. And additionally, when you identify and launch a few different products in the coming year that serve the same customer, it's going to put more profits in your pocket and you're going to scale to the numbers that you've always dreamed of. All right? All right, so step 3 is boost your conversion rate and sales. So question for you, do you know what your current conversion rate is? If you have one product, you should definitely know what your conversion rate is. From just a rough range in the past 30 days, you can go look that up very quickly. It might be 5%, 10%, 15%. And if you've got a number of products, you should know, can compare your conversion rates across the different products, right? So just so you know, we have multiple clients that we've helped them get to over a 40% conversion rate after optimizing their product listings, and it really shows in their sales velocity. So that's why I want you to check what your conversion rate is, because if it's, especially if it's in the single digits, if it's, 2% or 5%, something like that, that's a huge red flag, and it doesn't mean you're on a roll. It just means you need to take the steps that we're going to be, talking about in order to boost your conversion. So what does a higher conversion rate actually entail, and why is it so important? Well, if you're missing the fundamentals of a high converting page, like having good solid customer reviews and a good quantity of them, having video on your product listing, all these different factors that are required in order to have a high conversion rate. If you're missing that, your conversion rate's going to be low, and all the fancy traffic and advertising and growth strategies in the world that I can teach you won't work, because if you have a 2% conversion rate on your product page, you shouldn't be doing anything fancy, or certainly shouldn't be doing paid ads. You need to fix those fundamentals first. So please do not skip this step. Also, so competitors that have a higher conversion rate than you, they're going to be taking advantage of the Amazon A9 search algorithm, and they're going to outrank you all day in the Amazon search results, and they're going to have a higher sales velocity than you, and they're just going to crush you. So that's one of the main components of how Amazon decides what products to put on page 1 of the search results. You need a high conversion rate. So are you missing any of the critical components of a high converting product listing? We have an entire checklist here at TurnKey. So make sure that you understand what your conversion rate is and what are you missing. So review strategies. So I think you guys probably already know, but customer reviews do have a huge direct impact on your conversion rate and your sales on Amazon. Amazon is a social proof driven platform. So if you don't have many reviews or good reviews, you are literally risking getting left behind by your competition. So go ahead and ask yourself these questions. How many reviews does your best selling product have? Do you have 10 reviews? Do you have 100 reviews? So ideally, you want to have over 1,000 reviews on your best selling product. But I know a lot of you probably don't have that, but hopefully you have at least 100 reviews on that product. And the reason that we say 100, we've seen it time and time again with our clients. Once we help them get past 100 reviews, I think it's just a psychological sort of buying trigger for customers on Amazon that, that's just a really important number. Because if you have less than 100, I think people just be like, oh, there's not enough social proof behind that product, when your competitors have hundreds or thousands of reviews. And so it's very critical that you get up over 100. So ask yourself as well, do you have a way to get initial reviews when launching a new product? So if you're launching your product tomorrow, what is your strategy to get those reviews? So we actually recommend that you have at least 5 proactive review generation strategies in place for all of your products. So I want you to ask yourself, how many do you have in place? A lot of people that we talk to when they come to us, we ask them this question and they say, well, what do you mean, like proactive, review strategies? Like we just take orders on Amazon and then people leave reviews sometimes. That's not a review strategy. That's a cross your fingers, method of review generation. So there's a number of creative proactive review generation strategies that we can put in place, or that you should put in place, that can get a much higher rate of reviews a lot faster. So there's a lot of different methods out there. So that's one of the first places that we start whenever we are helping a client, is to figure out what are you currently doing for reviews and find ways to grow it. So this is absolutely critical. So here's an example of one of our clients that grew. When they came to us, they were doing very well, actually. They were doing $213,000 per month on Amazon. But we helped them grow to over 1,000 reviews. And in less than 9 months, we helped almost about triple them to $744,000 a month in sales. So absolutely incredible results. This is a really, really fun product and fun client to work with, but it just shows what's possible when you can get your reviews up to that sort of level. So to recap, you are leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table if you have low conversion rates. And when we help you boost your conversion rates, your sales will go up and that ceiling on your income will be lifted. All right, guys, so step 4 is the secret weapon, and it's what we call the Amazon Bullseye traffic system to scale your sales. So here's the 8-figure secret. The secret to hitting 7 or 8 figures on Amazon is you basically need to do 2 things. Number 1, you need to send at least one source of outside traffic to Amazon. And number 2 is you need to send Amazon advertising traffic to Amazon. And you just do that until Amazon's machine starts rewarding you with free exposure. So what I mean by that is, if once you do it enough, eventually Amazon will start putting you at the top of the page 1 search results, and that's where you're getting organic free sales at that time. And so you do have to do a little bit of work to get there, but once you hit that, that's sort of like the holy grail of Amazon, is once you're getting all of the free organic sales, and that's really what the secret is to getting to those huge numbers. So I'm going to quickly go over the Bullseye traffic system, and there's definitely a number of possible traffic sources, but please don't feel overwhelmed at all. It really is simple, and we're definitely going to go through that as quickly as we can. So here is the Bullseye traffic system. So this is actually derived from the book Traction. I highly recommend that you check out that book, and it's sort of similar to the 80-20 principle, right? The Pareto principle. A lot of you have probably heard that before, where 20% of your actions will get 80% of the results. So that's sort of the method here that we use at TurnKey as well. So how this works, look at this bullseye. On the outer ring, we've got a number of possible traffic sources to test, right? So that can be your email list, your Facebook following, Amazon PPC ads, different traffic sources, influencers. I mean, there's literally hundreds of choices. A lot of them are free and very easy to do. And all you need to do is just pick a few of those traffic sources to do a small test. So once you choose those traffic sources, you're going to move them into that middle ring, that darker ring there, and you're just going to test out maybe 2 or 3 traffic sources. And what I mean by a test is it's very cheap. Usually you can either do it for free, or you can maybe spend a couple hundred bucks on a test. Well, if you're running ads, you just spend a couple $100 on that. But again, there's lots of free sources as well that we'll talk about. So once you've run that small test, right, you didn't break the bank, you just found out what worked and what didn't, you're going to see that usually there's 1 or 2 or 3 winners that really performed and outperformed everybody else. And so once you have that, then you move the winners into the bullseye, and then you start doing more of that. You start focusing more of your energy and resources into that. So that's it at a high level. Now, I want to shortcut the learning curve for you guys and just give you what one of the answers is going to be. I can already tell you that Amazon PPC advertising is always going to be the easiest, best place to start. So you want to do a test with that. But I can also tell you that that's what's going to end up being in your bullseye. So you want to stay focused on the Amazon PPC advertising. And you can add, eventually one outside traffic source in there as well. But the easiest place to start is Amazon PPC, and DSP is more optional. You don't have to do that, but Amazon PPC for sure. All right. So, because it's so important, I want to give you a little bit of background, okay? So, Amazon advertising growth. For those that don't know, Amazon PPC advertising is now the third largest advertising platform in the world, only behind Google and Facebook. So, you could see their ad revenue grew from 2018, it was 10 billion, and the latest data we could find was 2019, it grew to 14 billion. And I think, as we all know, Amazon tends to win at whatever competition they're doing. So I'm sure that they'll just continuously grow that to take over the world. So here's a fun little test. I did the search results, when I typed in the word scarf on Amazon, and this is what showed up. So this is just a screenshot. Tell me, which of these products do you think is an ad? So actually 6 out of the 8 products shown are advertisements in the search results, which is absolutely crazy. And it really is hard to tell. Like, even I have a hard time looking at it. And also, like, funny stories, I've tried to tell my mom multiple times when she's shopping on Amazon, and I'm with her and she's like, "Oh, Jeff, look at this product, this can be great." And I'm like, "Mom, don't click on the ad ones, because those aren't truly the best products. Those are just ads. You want the ones that are organic, right? That are not advertisements, because those ones earn their right to be there. They didn't pay to be there." And she's like, "No, Jeff, this isn't an ad. This is an Amazon product." And I've tried to show her. I'm like, "No, see, it says sponsored." And she's like, "Jeff, this is not an ad." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm just going to give up on this battle and let you purchase that ad." And so but I think that is the common situation for most consumers. Is they don't know the difference between ads, and so that's why it's so powerful. You can launch a brand tomorrow or a new product tomorrow, and you can put it on the top of the search results for the exact keyword that someone's searching for, right? So that's why Amazon is so incredible, because they have intent-based ads. So anyone that searches for the word scarf on Amazon, they plan to buy that product in the next 2 minutes. They're probably going to purchase a product, and it's going to be a scarf. So that's how incredible it can be. Versus if you compare it to, say, Facebook ads or Instagram ads, something like that, that's not intent based, right? If you're trying to put a scarf ad on Facebook in front of your target audience, you could try to target as well as you can, but still, let's say you're targeting my mom searching on her Facebook feed. Well, she's trying to hang out with her friends. She's trying to share cat videos and doing, just checking out of work and just having a good time on Facebook. And if you show an ad to buy, she didn't go on Facebook to try to buy something, right? And so it's really, you have to pull them out of their state and totally change their experience. And and it's definitely possible to make money on Facebook ads with selling products like this. But if it were me, I would put the majority of my money and resources into Amazon intent-based ads like this. Make sense? All right, so why invest in Amazon ads? So number one, funny enough, it's actually a great way to increase your organic free sales, okay? So when you invest in paid ads, it's one of the fastest ways to do that, because Amazon tracks everything. So when I put in the word scarf and then I click on 2 listings that are ads, and then I search for both of them and I read the reviews, and then I choose the first ad and I buy it, Amazon tracks that and says, wow, this company selling scarves has, let's say, had 100 clicks on their ads, and they've sold 40 scarves out of those 100 clicks. So they're gonna probably boost you in the organic search results as well. So now you might be on page 1 in the organic search results because you're performing super well. And so it's a great way to get to those free sales, those profitable free sales at the end of the day. Number 2, it's an amazing way to build brand awareness. So if you're brand new, no one's ever heard of you, like I said, you can get on the top of page 1 search results immediately, and you're timely and relevant. Number 3, it's an amazing way to find new audiences and scale your sales quickly, right? So all these customers, most of them probably never heard of you before, but they don't care that they never heard of you, because you're showing up on the Amazon search results. So they trust that, and it's a great way to get brand awareness. And then lastly, it's just an amazing way to get an edge on the competition. Not every one of your competitors is doing this. And so if you're able to do it effectively, like what we're talking about, you'll be able to crush your competition. So here's one of our client case studies where We used Amazon PPC advertising to help grow their business incredibly quickly. So you can see here when they came to us, they were doing pretty well already. They were doing about $23,000 per month in Amazon PPC advertising sales. And they were doing that at a 2.6 ROI, or in Amazon speak, that's a 39% ACOS. So not super great, but okay. And we were able to help get things cleaned up, get things optimized, and we were able to quickly grow them to over $70,000 per month in ad sales. And while doing that, we actually improved their ROI and profitability. So it went from a 2.6x ROI to 3.5x ROI, and we lowered their ACOS from 39 to 29%. And that was just in 3 short months. So this is absolutely one of the best ways to to make money and to grow your sales profitably, but you have to do it the right way. So really quickly, I want to tell you the difference between Amazon PPC ads, which is in Seller Central, and compare it to what's called Amazon DSP ads. Okay, so Amazon PPC ads are cost per click ads. Okay, so when someone clicks on your ad, you pay for that click. It's very focused around searches and keywords, but it's not the most detailed targeting for display ads and remarketing and things like that, but still incredibly effective, absolutely the best place to start. But once you've gotten some traction and Amazon PPC is going well, one of the best ways to take your ads to the next level is to start simultaneously running ads on what's called Amazon DSP's platform. And so this is just built a little bit differently on how they charge. It's built on a CPM basis, which is cost per 1,000 impressions, meaning that someone looked at the ad. And so it's a different billing structure, but it evens out to about the same sort of costs on average. And it's really focused around audience targeting, and you can do some amazing cool stuff with remarketing and retargeting ads and all sorts of cool stuff. So here's an example of one of our clients that we helped them with Amazon DSP advertising. And this is actually pretty incredible. In the first month of launching the ads on Amazon DSP, they had never done it before, literally drove $59,000 in ad revenue from that sale. So absolutely incredible. And that was at a 5.8x ROI, and that translates to a 17% ACOS. So it was incredibly profitable, and that was the first month. Now, I thought that was cool until we saw the second month. So this is their second month's results, and you can see it drove, in month 2 alone, it drove $105,000 of sales directly from the Amazon DSP ads. So this is absolutely our best case that we've ever had on the DSP side of things. So this isn't exactly typical, but it just shows what's possible. Okay, there's less competition. There's not as many people using Amazon DSP right now. So it's definitely a way to take your sales to the next level. So just want to show you one additional client. This is a different brand, different client. But again, in their first month of running ads on Amazon DSP, they were able to achieve, they spent about $2,700 in cost, and it drove $22,000 in direct sales. So that was an 8-to-1 ratio as far as their ROI. So really, really incredible. So lastly, on Amazon DSP, just want to mention, so you can go directly to Amazon DSP's website, and you can set up a contact them and go through the process. And what they're going to tell you is it's going to be a $35,000 minimum ad spend as your test budget if you want to go forward with that. So for me, that makes me incredibly nervous spending that much money on anything, especially as a test, right? So I highly recommend that you do not do that, because another option is you can find an agency like ours. So TurnKey, we've gone through the training and the certification process, and because we're able to get that set up for multiple clients, they let us set our own minimum ad spend budget. And so at TurnKey, we found that running just a simple $1,000 ad spend test on Amazon DSP is enough to really get enough data and see whether it works or not. So if it works, we continue to scale it. But if it doesn't work, then we stop, and we didn't waste $35,000 in the process. So if you're ever at that point where you're interested in Amazon DSP, just make sure to keep this in mind. So to recap, if you're not investing in Amazon PPC or DSP, you're definitely missing out on thousands of targeted, profitable, easy to sell customers. And you will definitely not scale to millions without advertising. I just don't see how it's possible selling on Amazon to at least be doing a little bit of advertising. And just to reiterate, you don't have to spend a ton of money. I know some of those case studies, they spend a lot of money, but that's because that was after it was super profitable and proven with a small test budget. And then once it worked, then we helped them scale it because it was profitable the whole time. But they started small. So definitely don't recommend spending a ton of money right away. You want to be conservative and get data and test, and that's one of the fastest ways to profitably grow your company. All right, guys, so the fifth and final step is you need to invest in building a team of experts. Don't do it alone. So ask yourself, which expert roles are you missing, or which ones have subpar performance? So for Amazon alone, I highly recommend that you have all these expert roles covered in order to really master taking Amazon to the next level. Expert number one is you need to have an Amazon advertising expert. This is what we just talked about. Amazon PPC is where you need to start. You can do it yourself. You definitely can. But I highly recommend that you have someone managing it that is a numbers person, enjoys looking at that data. There's a lot of sort of technical aspects to it. And so this is a very, very critical role. This is one of the fastest ways to make money, but it's also one of the fastest ways to lose money if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure they have the training and the systems in place. Expert number two, highly recommend having an account listing health maintenance expert. And what I mean by that is if you've sold on Amazon before, you probably know that sometimes stuff happens on Amazon, right? You'll get a customer complaint on one particular package, and Amazon will just take your listing down and suspend it pending review or until you respond to their email or something like that. Or sometimes they'll change the images and change the main image on your product to an old main image. They'll just do weird stuff sometimes, and so someone needs to be watching the listings and checking in on them time to time with a checklist. So that's the other thing. They need to have the right training and systems and checklists of what to look for, right? Checking, hey, have we gotten any negative seller feedback or negative reviews? They need to be checking for those things so that you can proactively be on top of it, because otherwise your sales can really, really suffer when those things happen. Expert number three is you need a customer service representative expert. So hopefully you already have this in place, but if not, that's okay. We can show you exactly how to easily and quickly hire a part-time person. Is probably a good place to start if you don't have one yet. But I strongly believe that the founder of the company, if that's you should not be responding to every customer service email that comes in. It's just your time is better spent elsewhere. And it's good for you to be in the loop on it, but you shouldn't be doing all that yourself, because imagine if you're trying to scale to millions of dollars, you're going to be drowning in messages. So you definitely need to have a really great customer service person. They're very affordable as well, and that person needs the proper training and systems. So we've got all these different tools and checklists and FAQs to help take customer service reps to the next level that will help get you more 5-star reviews and help grow your business. So very, very important. Expert number four is you need an inventory, shipping, and logistics expert. And again, also want to highlight when I'm talking about all this stuff is I'm not saying that each of these is a totally different person. You might be able to find one person that can fill multiple of these roles. So I just want to make sure that I highlight that as well. But it's very rare to find one person that will do all 5 of these. So just keep that in mind. But on the inventory, shipping, logistics person, this is critical. Someone that can help oversee inventory management and projections, and making sure that you're staying in stock and shipping enough inventory into Amazon FBA if you're using Amazon FBA's warehouses. Just someone to stay on top of that stuff, because when you run out of stock, obviously your sales go to zero on the products that are out of stock, and it can really, really hurt you, especially if you source products from China. You need to make sure you're staying on top of it around Chinese New Year time. China shuts down for, almost a full month. So you really need to plan accordingly and have someone on top of that. And do they have the proper systems and an inventory, projections spreadsheet or software system? So those are very, very important to have. And then lastly, expert 5 is a sales growth and Amazon tactics expert. So this is absolutely critical to go to the next level, because as you guys know, everything we've talked about today, like Amazon's changing all the time, right? So like what worked a year ago may not be working today, and what's working today probably won't be working, a year or two from now, at least some of it. And so you need someone that's staying up to date on what's the latest with Amazon, what's the latest with what strategies are allowed or not allowed, or working or not working. And so, someone that lives and breathes Amazon and enjoys learning about that stuff, you need to have that on your team. And then just want to mention as well, if you need help with any of these experts, if you feel like you're missing one or two or three of them, or if you just have subpar performance in one of them, TurnKey does have the ability to solve all 5 or any of the 5, even if you just need one. Like if you just need an Amazon ad expert, that's often one of the most common ones that we see. We can help solve that for you, but we can also solve all the 5 if you need that. So if you don't have the right experts on your team, none of the steps that we've covered before are going to matter. And you will have probably created a 60+ hour a week low paying job for yourself, and that's not why you got into this, right? You want to have other people and systems that are growing your business on autopilot so that your time is freed up to do what you love, right? That's why you got into this, I'm guessing. And you need to leverage other people so that it's not all on you. So here's an example of one of our clients. They came to us and they were doing pretty well on Amazon already. They were doing about 145 grand a month in sales, but they brought us in to see if we could help grow it further. And about 1 year later, we helped them grow their sales to over $379,000 per month in revenue. So absolutely incredible. All right, so this is a different client that had absolutely amazing results. Similar situation, they were doing well already, doing 350 grand a month in sales. They came to us, said, how can we get to the next level? And we were able to tweak and optimize some things. And after 3 short months, helped them grow to 700 grand per month in sales. So this is one of our fastest growing clients that we've ever seen. And I wanted to show you what's possible. All right. And also don't feel discouraged if you're not even close to these numbers. Like, think back to the other case studies I've shown you earlier. We've had some clients that come to us and they're launching from scratch. They start at $0 a month in sales, right? And they've been able to grow to 6 figures a month. We've also had, remember that other client, VitaCup, they started at 7 grand a month in sales, right? And we helped them grow in half of a year to over $300,000 a month in sales. So you don't need to start at this gigantic level, right? I mean, it really works. All these steps work no matter what size your business is at currently. All right, guys, so let's do a super quick review of the 5 steps to selling over $1 million on Amazon. Number 1 is you have to commit to dominating on Amazon, right? The biggest online store in the world. Step 2, build a brand of amazing products serving the same customer for a high lifetime value. Step 3, boost your conversion rate and your sales. Step number 4, implement the Amazon Bullseye traffic system to scale your sales. And step 5 is invest in building a team of experts. Do not go it alone, right? Don't try to figure out everything for yourself on your own. It's going to take so much time. To achieve something great, to get to levels you've never been before, I highly recommend that you find someone who's already achieved it and do whatever it takes to work with them to shorten your learning curve, save you money, save you time, and you're going to get to where you want to go so much faster. So now you have a choice. We've covered a lot of ideas. I've shown you the 5 steps to selling 7 to 8 figures and beyond on Amazon. I've shown you how to free up your time, how to build more income, more profits for yourself. But now you have a choice. So you can keep doing what you've been doing and do it all on your own through tons of trial and error and hope that you figure it out someday. Or if you're done with all that and you want to leverage a proven, powerful process to scale your sales to the next level, if you want to build a sellable business, put more money in your pocket in the process, put your Amazon growth on autopilot, and free up your time finally to do what you love. If that's what you want, then here's what I have for you. My team and I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply these strategies to your Amazon business starting today. Whatever your biggest challenges are, I guarantee we have seen it and we know how to overcome it. On this session, what we're going to do is get clear on 3 things. Number 1, identify where you are. Number 2, identify where you want to be. And number 3, we're going to craft a step-by-step plan to get you there. We're going to help you hit your sales goals, whether that's 30 grand a month or 300K a month. We're going to help free up your time to do what you love. So in this short presentation today, I've been able to give you the broad strokes, but every single business is completely different, right? Every company has different needs. If you're at 2 grand a month, or you're just launching, or you're at 100K trying to get to 200K, you're going to have very different challenges and needs for your business. And so I really would need to customize what we taught today to apply it to your specific business. And that's what we're going to do on the call with you. And the cost is absolutely free. So here's the catch though. It's not for everybody. So who is it for? So if you offer a quality product that lives up to the expectations of your customers so that you're able to get good customer reviews, then you qualify. But you also need to plan to reliably keep inventory in stock, right? Because we're going to help increase your sales. And so you want to be able to plan to, with your supplier to be able to stay in stock and continue to scale your Amazon business. And we can show you how to get that in place if you don't. You also must be committed, coachable, decisive, and resourceful. So if that sounds like you, then you can book your free session right now. So why are we doing this? Well, number 1, we love giving back and we love helping people achieve their goals. And number 2, we know that you might want our help to transform your business. So on the call, we'll discuss at the end. If you're interested in that, we'll discuss what that looks like. And if it's a good fit for us and a good fit for you, we'll move forward. But if not, that's totally fine too. We hope you get a ton of value out of the call. Go apply it to your business and let us know the change that we were able to make in your business. That's awesome, and that happens sometimes. So, but we would love the opportunity to try to help get you to that next level. So here's what I want you to do. You should see a button that you can click to book your call somewhere on this page, but if not, you can just type into your web browser on your phone or computer. Just go to turnkeyproductmanagement.com/grow. When you get to that page, you're going to see a booking calendar that will show the remaining available call time slots. And you just choose the most convenient time that works for you, and then we'll give you a call at that call time, and we'll talk about your business, and it will be one of the best experiences you've ever had at working on your business. I guarantee you're going to leave this call with so much clarity of how to grow to the next level, knowing exactly what you need to do. So head over to turnkeyproductmanagement.com/grow. By the way, after you book that call time, you'll probably see a super short questionnaire with a few questions. So just make sure to answer those. It should take less than a minute. And then that will actually help us prep for the call, because we know your time is super valuable, as is ours. And we want to add as much value as possible on that call so we can just jump right in knowing a little bit about your business. So again, just head over to turnkeyproductmanagement.com/grow and book a call to speak with us. And there are a lot of people watching this, and so we have very limited time slots. We only have so many people on our team that can talk, and so once they book up, they are gone. So make sure that you click that button or go to that web page and book the call as soon as possible. And we really, really look forward to speaking with you guys. So head over to turnkeyproductmanagement.com/grow. Also, I thought it might be helpful while we're here just to hear some of the questions that got brought up during my live training with Mark Cuban's portfolio of his companies, because honestly, I think a lot of the questions that they asked would probably relate to you, and it might be kind of cool to see like, wow, I've got the same challenges or issues that Mark Cuban's companies have. So one of the questions was, what's the most important step out of the 5? And so honestly, that question, it really depends on your specific business, right? So we talked with a number of their companies or looked at them, during the call, and a lot of people needed step number 3, I think it was, which was talking about how to boost your conversion rate and get reviews, because a lot of them did not have optimized product pages. And so, without that, as we talked about, you can't be super successful. So it depends, is the answer. But for a lot of them, they were missing those fundamental pieces. So that might make you feel better as well, just knowing that, that they all had, challenges and problems that we see like every other company. But yeah, so step 3 is definitely a critical fundamental piece. But at the end of the day, it also totally depends on your business. Some people are missing step 2 of building a brand of multiple products. So it's really hard to say which step is the most important. You sort of need, you need all 5 to really set yourself up for success. But that's what we're going to cover on your breakthrough call. Is we're going to help you identify which step is the biggest need for you based on your actual challenges and business needs. Another question they asked was, should Amazon be my only sales channel? Because a lot of them actually, they have opportunities to sell on Shopify or other places. And I highly recommend that you explore other sales channels as well. I still think that Amazon is the best place to start. It's the best place to launch. And you need to have Amazon as one of your sales channels. But most of our most successful clients, they actually sell on multiple sales channels. Lots of them have a Shopify store, like an e-commerce website. I think that's another great place to add on after you've got Amazon dialed in. So I highly recommend that you build a big diversified business, but Amazon absolutely is the number one place to start. So yeah, so those were some of the questions that the Mark Cuban companies were asking us, but I just think it's cool to highlight that because the questions and challenges that we saw and heard from them are the same questions that we hear from from all these other companies, from companies like you. We've talked with thousands of companies over the years, and it's just so cool to see that everyone's got the same challenges, right? Everyone has problems with time management. Everyone has problems with feeling overwhelmed or not knowing what to do to grow. And so, I just think it might be helpful for you to know that, everyone has those same challenges. We've seen them before, and many of their companies, booked a call with us through our breakthrough page, just like you guys are right now, and we were able to help customize their plan with them. And so, that's the starting point, is a breakthrough call, so we can really learn about your business and see if there's a way that we can help you. And that's what we're going to cover on the call. So if you want to grow your sales, if you want to grow your income, if you want more freedom, if you want more time, and you want clarity on how to get there, then book a free breakthrough session with us at turnkeyproductmanagement.com/grow. And there should be a button somewhere on the page, or you can just type in that link. I know it's long, but thank you guys so much for staying until the end of this presentation. If you made it this far, that shows how committed you are to changing your business, and I look forward to working with you guys or getting to hear from you. Let us know how you liked it, and yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to sign off for now, so head over to turnkeyproductmanagement.com/grow. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation today. I'm Jeff Lieber, and we'll talk soon.